Hey everybody, it's Tony with Big T Bariatric, and I'm here with my special guest Starsan. How are you doing today?
I am exhausted, but I'm all right. How about you, my friend?
Doing pretty good. This is episode 11 of Big Talks with Big T, and we're back. And I had her on before, and it was really, really great. So I thought I'd bring her on here again. She's good for ratings, and that's about it. So,
What can I say? I'm good for being used and abused, and that's it. Oh my gosh, though, yeah, I know we've both been busy since we last spoke. I know you've been running around a lot, getting a lot done. I have taken on another job, and I see Choco Hooligan in the comments, so she's gonna yell at me because she always complains I don't sleep enough, because I'm a glutton for punishment. But what's been going on with you, my friend?
Oh, doing pretty good. I started working full time and trying to figure out this YouTube thing and trying to improve my channel on top of that and keep up with the videos and thinking about going back to college and just been super busy.
Going back to college, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm trying to decide between a 1 year certificate or going and getting my bachelor's in ministry, so I could do pastoral stuff. Um, I mean, I don't necessarily need a degree to be a pastor, but if I were to work in a church, like most churches that are hiring kind of want one, but it's another thing too, where I have 20 years of ministry experience. And, if I start working my way up and become one, it's like, all right, well, if I already have the experience and I'm already a pastor at something at some point, then, I might get hired on that way, showing my spiritual gifts and all that stuff. But
Exactly.
yeah,
Well,
it's just, I don't know.
I see my people. I see Breen. I see Mr. Grant Gregory. Hello, from down
Hello.
under. I've
So
got you, Mo.
this is a special 24-hour live stream with Starzan here.
Hold on, I gotta call into work again. I've been working doubles all week, so like for me this week, guys, I had 2 catering events on Tuesday. I did recording events on Monday because I went and recorded with my first boss. Catering events on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'd work with one boss in the morning and one boss in the evening.
Hmm.
And so today, because it's Father's Day tomorrow, my boss he went and got fresh live lobsters from Maine for her husband. But guess who had to drive and get them?
You.
24 hours, that's my regular day. Silence, sponge. But so yeah, it's been just so much. I've gotten some messages from some people in our circle, Big T.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we should plan something. And since we've got our audiences here to talk about it, I'm gonna try to see if we can get together like a circle. Trying to think of the word for it, but like where we get all of us on a stream, me, you, maybe Lydia, Kayla, Megan Ann, Sam, Michelle. I can see if cynical dude, see if we can all get like a big because me and Lydia are talking about it, and I think it's a really good idea if we got us all together on like a big stream to talk about the current bopo and things like that. What do you think about it?
That sounds very interesting. I always get messages all the time from people. People are trying to hook me up with Obese to Beast. Somebody else is trying to hook me up with the cynical guy. Somebody's like, oh, well, you should get on with Shauna Steele. And it's like, it's like, okay, well, none of these people know who I am really, except for Sean. But you seem to have all the hookups. But if
I
yeah,
get very
that's
lucky.
interesting.
I get very lucky. Michelle is the only one that honestly was 100% organic. I started out as a fan with her during the pandemic before I even worked with Gothics. I was commenting on her stuff because when her thing, oh my God, quiet, Chris, stop it. You better watch out for this one, everybody. She's the pervert of the group. Whatchamacallit. I was going through YouTube and I saw the channel name. My thoughts will probably offend you. And I was like, bet. You ain't gonna offend me. And I started watching her and I started making smart ass comments back to her smart ass videos because I just thought she was hilarious. And she started noticing my comments and she would often it's not a new show for me, Moon. No, I was just joining Big T. He asked me to get on. One of my viewers, Moon, is asking if this is a new show. And
You
I'm
should
like,
make it one.
I can't. I already so
You're not busy enough, Starsan.
I'm
Come
not
on.
busy enough because I also got my husband mad last week. But hold on, let me tell you this. So, um, I was commenting all the time, and then Gothics started telling me you should make videos, and Michelle's topics kept making me angry. Not her thoughts, but the people she was covering
Hmm.
made me angry. And so then I finally did videos, and I would credit her sometimes, either tagging her in the video or tagging her um on Instagram. And then one day she commented back to my comment and said how she always loves seeing my comments, how they're funny. And so I screenshotted it, I put it on my Instagram, and I said, "When Senpai notices you." And she's like, "I didn't realize you were the same person." Like, she didn't realize, even though it's the same name, she didn't realize the Starsan on Instagram was the Starsan on YouTube. And from there, we just started talking. And then she asked me to collaborate with her. And I was like, absolutely. And so, and she's been an amazing friend. So I highly recommend, if anyone wants to reach out to Michelle. She is difficult to get a hold of because that woman makes me look like a lazy person. She is always busy. She's exceedingly entrepreneurish. But yeah, so I inadvertently added a third stream to my roster. I didn't even think about it. My friend Just Peachy and Faye Queen were like, "We should do a podcast on Sunday nights." And I was like, "Sure." Went right over my head that that's a third day in a row I'm going to be streaming late at night. And I was like, "Shit." And so my husband, the day after, because I was like, I jumped it on him. I did not tell him. And then as we're coming home from my father's, because every Sunday we go to my dad's for dinner, um, I was like, "Oh, babe, I got to get home. I got to get on stream." He went, "Excuse me?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got to stream at 11." And the next day, when we were coming home from all the work I was doing from my third job, he goes, "Cassie, yes, honey, do you think it was a wise decision that now you're streaming 3 days in a row? You're working 7 days. You have 0 days off. Did you think it was wise?" And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't I don't see it. Do you see anything wrong? See, Ryan doesn't see anything wrong.
I mean, I almost got to a point where I'm like, you know what? I might have to stop doing YouTube.
Mhm.
And I was just like, I have no time management skills having ADHD to begin with, and it feels like as soon as I get off of work, I get home at like almost 5:30, and it's like I got like 2 hours to myself before it's time to start getting ready for bed, and I got to cook dinner and everything else. And it's like, I know this is what everybody else goes through, so it's not me, but not everybody else has a growing YouTube channel that's almost a second full-time job on top of it, and doing ministry that I'm start getting more active in church. And then my mom falls down the stairs and breaks her wrist, and I'm taking care of her. And my sister's going through stuff, and I'm doing my best to be there for everybody. And it's like I have no time. And so I actually took the day off yesterday. I was grateful that they let me do it just so I can get some stuff done. I'm trying to get things set up so I can take some college courses. And I needed to just do a bunch of stuff. It's like as soon as I got this job, it's like all time went out the window. And
Right. And see, what's crazy is that's the sec that this so I consider YouTube one job, the whole entire content creation, because even though it makes nothing compared to my actual jobs,
mhm,
you have to put in a lot of work. And
mhm.
so one of the everything I'm doing is all along the same stream. So even though I technically do physical work at my restaurant job, my actual job is doing social media for it. So taking photos, being my boss's assistant, things like that. So for instance, like yesterday, we got a call for a catering gig. I run the schedule, I keep track of payroll, things like that. Someone is on my counter. I'm gonna kill them. Um, I have cats. Besides the dogs, I got cats too. But so the third job is doing social media for a monetary coach. And she literally, I met the people that she has made successful, multimillionaires. So she's the real deal. She's who she says she is. And then some of these people are looking at me because they may be multimillionaires in what I like to call the real world, but they don't understand social media at all. And so she's like, "Well, I have my social media girl." And I was like, "Yes, I'm your social media girl. I've got these multi-millionaires asking me to help them do their socials, and it's very wild. So, and it was very wild for me to have that happen yesterday, and to impart what I've learned from working with Michelle, working with Gothics, talking to all of these social media people, doing my own social media. People don't realize it's a lot of work. A lot of these people see the social media as just click, shoot, upload. And they don't realize it's, you got to get the right angles, you got to make sure your volume is right, you got to get a good editing program. And like I was running around, I was actually very impressed with myself. I think you'd be proud of me, Big T. I've been on my feet, like not just sitting, I've been on my feet the last 3 days. Like a big milestone for me today, when I
Mm-hmm.
stood in line for the lobster, I stood in line for a clear 20 minutes and didn't even think about it.
Yeah. I was thinking that today because I had to go upgrade my phone yesterday, and there was a long line, and I was standing for 30 minutes. I'm like, I haven't done this in years.
It,
it,
it's
it,
like,
it, it hurt, but I was able to do it.
oh yeah, my knees are killing me,
Yeah.
but it's so nice. Like the other day, I had my first really big milestone last week. I ran my brother's birthday, because June is everything in my family, birthday wise, except for my mother and my husband. My mother's passed away now, but still. Um, uh, uh, on his birthday, I sent him a happy birthday text, like a typical little sister. Hey, asshole, love you, happy birthday. And I sent it, and then a bunch of customers came in, and I was running around getting drinks, food, da 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 da. And I started to notice I was feeling a little achy, like my knees. Like I start to limp at some point, so I call it cracking my knees. I got to sit down, bend them back into place, get the muscles working a little bit. And I was like, how long have I been doing this? And I looked at my phone and I realized 43 minutes had passed of me running around straight. I hadn't done that in years.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I did it the next day. And then I did it the next day. And I was like, and my boss and her husband were like, when you first came, you couldn't walk 3 minutes without needing to sit. That was January, guys. And now I am bussing and serving tables, something I thought I couldn't physically do anymore. I thought, no matter how much weight I lost, I couldn't get there. And then I see this man's post, officially 200 pounds down. I see him posting about him walking, and I'm like, fuck, I can't be sitting there saying I can't do it. I can't be sitting there saying it's impossible for me. T is doing it. I got to be able to do it. Like, and that's not competition. That's lifting each other up.
Yeah. I
And
mean, sorry, go ahead.
no, it's just, I gotta say, so I understand what you're talking about with it being a full-time job, but I will say, even your compatriots, you're inspiring, dude. Like, I talk about you to my friends all the time. I'm like, there's this guy I know, and hey, Toasty, and I met him on here, and he's talking about the stuff too, and he was this way, and he's being honest, and I love telling people, because the one thing I've noticed, and I think we talked about it last time too, is that you and I are kind of unicorns in the anti-bopo movement, because everyone else has already lost all the weight. Everyone else has already gone through all that, or they weren't as big as you and me. Whereas you and me, we're overweight, and I'm at the point where I am in the journey. I never had to get to the larger side, so I never went to surgery. You're on the surgery side of it, and I just feel like for us, you know what I'm saying? Am I making sense here?
Yeah. I mean, I do get some people who are like, well, you don't know what it's like losing weight, Big T, because you had the surgery. I'm like, so it's the surgery that had me lose weight, not the 100 pounds I lost before I had the surgery, or the times where I could have stretched out my stomach right now and been gaining weight, but I'm still losing weight. Yeah, I don't know what it's like losing weight.
I
You know,
really love you.
it's because I say things like I did in my last video. I said, you know what, after losing 200 pounds, it's like I know all these excuses because I've used them for 20 years and kept getting fatter. And then when I actually finally apply myself and do it, it's like, okay, well, my excuse of having a slow metabolism and messed up thyroid and this disease and that problem and bad knees and I can't exercise and no, I'm just big boned and blah 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 blah, all those things for 20 years. It's like, oh wow, now I can lose weight suddenly. Like what happened? Did a switch go off in my body where now I can lose weight? It's like, if you want to lose weight, you can lose weight.
And you know what's crazy? So again, my second boss, third job, like I said, she's a money coach, right? I'm listening to her talk yesterday, and she was saying, "Are you going to make excuses or are you going to make money?" And it is, guys, when I tell you, the one thing I've learned, whether it's politics, ideology, or making money, the ideals stay the same. Are you going to make excuses on why you're poor? Or are you going to make yourself not poor? Are you going to make excuses on why you're overweight? Or are you going to figure out how to not? And it was literally like, I'm sitting there listening to these people yesterday. And when you're on the outside looking in, you can see the excuses so clearly. You see, because like, you ever heard the thing, you have to be open to changing yourself? That sounds like a beautiful phrase. But hi, Rachel. How you doing, babe? Until you are actually no, Rachel. I'm his guest. It's just we paired the streams. That's I'm technically Tony's guest today. Whatchamacalls it though? I you have, yes, artificial barriers. I call it invisible rules. But artificial barriers is a good way to put it too, Vlad. So it's you can see excuses when you're the outside looking in. I can't join yoga right now. I can't do that right now because I have to do this first. I have to do that first. And I was saying the same thing. I said, so what I use as my example is, for years I said I can't draw monsters because everything I draw is cute. That's what I told myself. My monsters always look like shit because I draw cutesy shit. I draw adorable stuff. I don't draw monsters, and I'm turning away for a reason, I promise. I can't draw scary and creepy things because that's not my style. That's not my ability. And then last year I drew this. The moment you get rid of your own invisible rules and you take the dive, you can make something that you're exceedingly proud of. This zombie face is something, it's one of my most prized drawings because every time I look at it, I keep having to remind myself that I drew it because it doesn't feel like I drew this. I have the freaking pad right over here with the original in it, and I have to remind myself that I did that. And so it's, you can also make cute monsters. Yes, that's true, but everything I draw is cute. I wanted to draw something where someone looked at it, they were like, oh, I wouldn't want that on the other end of the alley. Oh, that's freaking creepy. I want someone to feel scared looking at it, but not scared as in like they couldn't look at it anymore. Scared as in, wow, that's badass.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you have to stop hold my horror. This is my other partner in crime. T, I think you were on our stream the other night on Monday and you were getting tired.
I've been on a few with you too.
Hara Amarada, she is also on a weight loss journey, guys. And she is down to the 370s. And she's walking better than me. Just draw yourself. You know what, Chris? Look at their ass. This bitch. Can you tell my audience is a smart ass?
I wonder where they get it from.
I am a gentle soul. I say nothing wrong.
See, all my supporters are nice and kind, just like me, and yours are smart asses, just like you.
You can literally see the difference. Because I'm just a natural smart ass because I'm the little sibling. I was raised with an older brother. So because I'm the little sibling, I had to rise up to meet him. And so as a natural thing, I'm like, I'm snapback all the time. You can surprise yourself when you get out of your comfort zone. Exactly.
It's really strange because when I do have a moment where I'm like just going at it because I'm being passionate about something, like I'll have several people like, Big T, you're just being kind of mean today, or why are you being like that? And so somebody said the other day, you were literally screaming and this is getting too negative for me, so I'm unsubscribing. And I'm like, I didn't scream once. I piped in all kinds of humor. I don't get angry. I might get a little passionate. I'm a good speaker. Like, I'm a trained public speaker, so I kind of know how to talk with a little bit of stutter with my ADHD in there. But
It's called enunciating. Like, my God.
yeah, it's like I'm not allowed to get passionate about something, and people are going to get angry. It's like,
if they think you're screaming, God, they must be terrified when they hear me talk.
well, that's why as soon as I bring you on, I got a couple people like, well, I can't do this today, Big T. I got to go. You got that person on.
Oh, I know. They get scared because they can't handle it. Like, you're gentle with your honesty, whereas I'm a bitch about it. And that's the thing. Like, I'm sorry that you can't handle honesty, but that's the whole point of why we're here. We're not here talking about, like, do you think it's comfortable? Like, I did a reaction to Big T's video. It's almost 2 hours long. So I'm trying to figure out how I didn't realize it when I was recording. I was like, shit, this is taking forever. I don't know how I'm gonna break it up. I might have to break it up into 4 parts. So that way I've got it. But like I was saying, you know, do you think it's easy what this man shared in that video? Do you think it's comfortable telling you guys what we go through? It's not. It's raw. It's real. It can be embarrassing. But we're doing it because we're trying to prove a point. We're trying to save you. Do you want the doctor that is sweet and kind and watches you die without giving you chemotherapy? Or do you want the asshole doctor that tells you exactly what you need and you live? That's how I see it. I watch Alan Roberts to get screamed at and Big T to know how to gently talk to him. Right. Oh, Alan. See now, even for me, Alan's a little tough sometimes, but I love him. Sometimes when he goes off, I go, Alan, you can't say that. I love it.
Sometimes I think I'm like too soft. I'm too people pleasely. Like, I don't want to like upset anybody. But it's like I need to draw a line somewhere, and I need to decide which side of the line I'm going to be on. And I want to add a little more of a hard edge to my videos, because it's like this is getting out of control. The whole fat acceptance stuff, and being nice and trying to play both sides. And like, I understand why people are overweight. I've been there. I understand the addiction. I understand it's all mental, more mental than it is physical, believe it or not.
And easy to make the mistakes. Like, again,
Yeah.
for me, it wasn't addiction. It was me thinking, this is fine. This is me, like, misinterpreting everything and just saying, well, then it must be genetics why I'm gaining weight like this. I'm doing everything right. Like Lizzo, I'm eating clean. Bitch, you still eating 9,000 calories a day. Toasty! Let me tell you something. You want to know, you guys want to know someone who is a barracuda? Who will absolutely tear. That's Toasty. I'm glad she on my side. She vicious, and I love it.
Well, I'll have to subscribe to you, Toasty, and we'll have to get you on sometime with us.
Oh yeah, she's lost. She's one of my because I do community shout outs, because I started that because they said that before and after photos were fat phobic and ableist and everything else. So I decided I was going to do before and after photos and shout outs for all my community that has lost weight or gained muscle. And Toasty was one of my more recent ones. Excuse me. You got 6 months. No one telling no one and taking out a bunch of credit cards. That's my Rachel. She's tough, man. That girl right there, Rachel, she's tough too. I have a tough community. I really do. And they keep me on my toes because every day, my Christian. You guys want to know someone who you want to take to an intellectual battle? You want someone who is exceedingly intelligent. Don't let him lie in these comments and say no. This man is a walking encyclopedia. You give him a topic, he will learn everything. Don't think you're an expert on anything. He will shut you down. Again, so glad he's on my side. Christian's dangerous in the good way. But,
thanks for coming, Christian.
Oh, he's a wonderful kid. I love him.
If everyone could do me a favor and hit the like button on this video on both me and Starsan's side.
Yes,
and if you're
guys.
And whoever you're subscribed to, if you want to subscribe to the other guy or gal.
My people, you know the drill. Get over here. Subscribe to this man. He is awesome. I'm very happy that I get to call him friend now. and he is nothing but sweet. The guy you see here in the screen, he really is like 10 times sweeter and nicer. Off, like he's just a good guy. It's my audience knows I don't associate and talk to people that I'm not interested. Like I just don't do it. I don't have the effort in me. I've spent too much of my life. We're both in our 30s. You'll understand what I'm talking about.
Well,
At
I'm
this point,
glad that after all this time, you finally admit to being my friend. So,
took me a while dragging and screaming, but no, it, at our age, you learn really quick that it's really not worth it to try to hold on to people that aren't worth it, and it's not worth it to try and make that connection with people unless it's genuine. And where's the other side? I'm on Starsan's YouTube right now. Is there a second stream? There is. Look up Big T Bariatric, Andrew.
see
If
if
you
I
look
can
up
get a
Big
link
T
here.
Bariatric. Also, I shared it in my community tab, guys. I shared his stream in my community tab. So if you are on my channel right now and you're watching from my page, just go to the actual page, go to community, and you will see I posted it right there. You can go there and you find him. I found Tony. Yeah, Breen's my little soul sister. Breen is the black younger version of me. Glasses. She is precious. She's like me with animals, and she's been very busy, so she hasn't been able to be on stream as much. But yeah, she
So,
found me too, Michelle.
my friend Scout, she's camping right now, but she would love to do something with you. She would love to meet you, and she's got like 700 subs, so she's up and coming, but she's just like us, crazy.
Oh, well, you can send me your channel. I'll post it up. Yeah, I'll get that going. Listen, I have like zero clout, but whatever I can do, I will do. Because I was just talking to one of our other compatriots, and I'm trying to only hint at it because we want it to be a surprise. But I'm collaborating with another in the anti-bopo, and I said it to her last night, and I mean it. I feel that every other YouTube community, influencer community, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they always collapse and hate each other and fight each other. And with the exception of very few people in the anti-bopo movement, and some of my closest subscribers know who I'm talking about, I am not in the mood to do that here. Yes, Christian, my thoughts will probably offend you. Now she's changed it just to Michelle McDaniels. Um, I don't want to see infighting with us. I don't want to see, there is no such thing as one pie and we're all taking smaller or bigger pieces. There's a whole fucking bakery. That's another thing that uh a multimillionaire taught me yesterday about how to make money. It's the same idea with here. YouTube is a whole bakery,
Mm-hmm.
and we all can have our own damn pie. So we should lift each other up
Yeah.
because I'm assuming, just like you, Tony, my goal is not to become famous. My goal is not to become this big YouTuber like Ninja or Mr. Beast. My goal is that I become a big enough name that the Bopo movement gets shaken.
Yeah.
My goal is that us all together as a team comes together and we dole out enough truth that we save lives, that people wake up from it. Because I forget who did a video on it, but someone was listing about how long the history of death in the body positivity movement is,
Mm-hmm.
and how, like you said, it's getting worse and worse. And it's like, so one of my subscribers said it the other day, and it was beautiful. If Tess died tomorrow, they would all act like it didn't happen.
Yeah, they would.
And it's true. It's so freaking true. Gotta look exactly. Gotta look it up. What did Christian say? I read it, but I didn't read it. Vocal criticism is a very good niche, not as nasty as political niche, right? Well, because at the end of the day, this is an ideology. This is scientific fact. I mean, it's really hard to argue it, because I will tell you right now, most of the people in the anti-bopo are not my politics. I'm a rare person, and that's why, like, it, it's we don't have to agree politically. We don't have to agree um on social ideologies, as long as we all agree on one thing, that we don't want you to hate yourself. You should love yourself at every size because you're the only you've got. But like Emma Gets Fit, love yourself enough to choose health. I've said this in videos. Love yourself enough to want to give yourself, to give your past self things that you can't currently have. These weight loss creators be more upset about tests. Right. So true. I'm not talking about hiding it under the rug, Andrew. I'm talking they'll just pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah, they would. Who's Tess? What? I don't know who she was, even though you just like shouted her out 20 million times and thought she was your hero.
Like Sick and Tired of Waiting. They all talked to her. They collaborated with her. They talked about her. The moment she died, I won't say a word. Ignore it.
Yep.
Also, thank you to everyone complimenting my haircut. It went a little too tight. It's supposed to be about another inch long. My hairdresser, Holly, well, technically, it's the whole of the Great Clips. Apparently, she sees me on stream sometimes. So if you're there, hey, girl. The computer keeps deleting my measurement because my husband always goes right after me, and we're on the same account. So it used to save both measurements. Now it only saves his. And so she read off the measurements to me, and I was like, sounds a little short, but maybe. And instead of going to the back to test it, she tested it right here. And so she shaved it, and I went, I think that's a little too tight. And so we had to even it out, but now it's growing because my hair grows like a weed. I have a mirror.
Mine too.
Say. And so in another week, it'll be roughly exactly where I like it, which is when my birthday is here. So it'll be perfect.
Yeah, I was teasing my niece because she's 7 years old and her hair grows super, super slow. I don't understand. It's like half as long as mine. And when they were over last weekend, my mom made a comment like, "Well, you can tell your hair's really growing out a little bit." Yeah, and I'm like, "Yeah, it only took you 7 years. Mine was like 6 months." It's longer than yours. She goes, "Shut up, Tony."
I can't figure out what you're all talking about. Stay hydrated and cool. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I've actually been thinking more seriously about getting a haircut, and I know a lot of my subs are gonna be like, "No."
You have beautiful hair, but I think it would complement your facial structure better. I'm just trying to figure out what haircut would complement you best. I've actually been genuinely sitting here thinking, what would bring out his, because your cheekbones are really good, and you have that like the muscle drag right here that goes to your jawline. Can you tell I'm an artist? And so I've been trying to think what would be the best haircut for you, but I can't figure it out. Look, Marilyn's already saying no.
It's just driving me crazy. Like I can't style it right. It's always in my face. I can't drive in my truck without it blowing everywhere. There's hair literally everywhere all over my house. Like I can't go anywhere without finding long black hair everywhere. It's just driving me crazy, and I don't know what to do with it. I mean, I like it long. I originally grew it out long because they said that when you have weight loss surgery, you can lose your hair. So I just wanted to grow it out just to kind of see what it looked like, and if I did start losing some hair, it would kind of be covered and not be too bad. But now that I'm kind of past that point and stuff, it's like, I don't know, I could go for a nice style and I could still grow it back out if I, wanted to or whatever. But
you got plenty that you could do a lot with it. I would say go to a barber and have them really take a look. He's got little curls in the bottom, but at that length, most people, you get some kind of curl. And aren't you part Italian too?
I'm Irish.
Irish. I don't know where your curl came from because usually dark-haired Irish people.
I just got out of the shower a few hours ago, so it's just wet and normally.
Starsan and friend, tell us one lesson you've learned on this content creation journey. Honestly, I think one thing I've learned is you really don't realize how much one small offhanded sentence you say can help someone. I made a right or hurt. I made a quick comment in one of my videos because someone said I'm funny. I'm a smartass. And so I said, is that midnight soda really worth it? I just said it offhand. And I have 4 people in the comments of that video say, you're right. I never thought about that. I'm not going to have soda at midnight anymore. And they stopped drinking soda. Just for that one small comment. So I've had many people start fostering kittens because of me. I've had people adopt animals because of me. Just from me bragging about my old ass cat and my dogs and everything. You have no idea how much you can mean to people even when you don't think you mean anything. And I've had a lot of friends who are influencers that feel like they're nothing. And I'm thankful. I may sound a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Conceited. I've never had that issue, but I don't even eat past 9 anymore. I can't. Too much guilt. If I do, it's something light like a few almonds. But see, that's the thing, Christian. You're training your body to eat healthier and to be on a system. And being on a system is fantastic for you, including your digestive system. I know it sounds gross, but scheduled poops are fantastic. It's good for you. And I that's how I feel about it. What about you, T? What is one lesson you've learned?
Um, just to kind of piggyback off of what you said, yeah, I mean, I have so many people who, if I were to comment on them, they act like I am like the biggest star they've ever heard from in their life. I'm like, I'm just a little YouTube guy with 6,000 subs. Like, I'm not some super famous guy or nothing.
Right.
Um,
I had that too. It's crazy.
yeah, and like just the number of people would be like, Big T, you really inspire me. And if you can do it, like when I did a bunch of shorts about me going for a walk, there's somebody like, I'm smaller than you, and you kind of encourage me to go for a walk. So it's like really, just a lot of people like that. But I think the biggest thing for me is building a community. It's I do have a Discord, but I just haven't been on there because I've been super busy. But just outside of that, like meeting friends like you and Megan Ann and Kayla Shea, and just having a bunch of friends, and then like helping younger people do YouTube channels like Scout. Like I've been a big mentor to her. She's only 17 years old, and so
She's
we
just
spend a
a
lot of yeah, we
baby.
spend a lot of time together. We text every single day, and so we just like talk about YouTube and trying to help her channel out and other smaller YouTube channels. So it's like, I try to give back as much as I can. I try to comment on heart and comment on every single comment that I got, just to kind of show appreciation to everybody who subs and watches my stuff. And, it's just like, I just love loving people and taking care of them the best that I can. And just giving them good information and also something funny to watch and a good laugh here and there, and just make them see things from a different perspective. It's just kind of, I'm still trying to figure out how to make better videos. And I haven't grown as fast as some other people who haven't been, I've seen people got half as many videos and twice as many subs. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong here?
But that's the thing, you can't compare to them because everyone's different. Like I have people that we both started out the same, and they're now at 50K subs, and I'm still only at 11,000, almost 800. It's okay if it's slow burn because we're there. But it's
Mm-hmm.
like going again, piggybacking off of your piggyback. I have a phrase I say, and it's like, you don't know how far your ripples go. So I like to think of the world as a big lake, still quiet lake, and you're a rock that you chuck into the water. You don't understand how far your ripples can go,
Mm-hmm.
where they can intersect. And I actually have been following that mentality long before I was on YouTube, long before I even thought about being an influencer or whatever the fuck you want to call me. And sorry, Ryan, I didn't mean to do that. I stepped on his tail just a tiny bit. Um, uh, when I first really decided I didn't care what anyone else thought anymore, I would pray to God to send someone my way that needed me every day. Because especially when I first moved down here, you know how you can always tell angels and pass God's word? I would have people walk up to me and say, I don't know why, but I felt I needed to talk to you today. I had people come up to me and tell me that didn't know me. They said, the Lord wants you to have children. It may not happen, but he wants you to have it. They didn't know I had infertility. They had no idea.
Hmm.
And I've had so many people when I worked in retail, when I sold, when I was a cashier, that would tell me, I never talk about things of this. I felt like I needed to tell you. I get this stuff a lot, and it it inspired me. That's why I'll often, if I see someone wearing a dress I think is beautiful, girl, you look so good in that dress. Sir, you have an amazing jawline. Like, I will just throw the compliments out there. I spread them like fly shit. And I'm genuine in what I say, but it's because I guarantee everyone you can think of a time in your life. You may not remember the face, you may not remember the name, you might not even remember their voice. I was checking my dog, make sure he wasn't doing anything bad. But somebody said or did something that you can't forget, that has inspired you, that has uplifted you, that
Mhm.
stays in your brain all the time. I don't know if you guys want to say them in the comments. I don't know if you can think of something like that, but it was like the other day, a customer I've had 3 times in my life when I've been going around singing to myself, people walk up and go, "You have the most beautiful voice." And I can think of those, and I barely remember the people, but I remember how good I felt when someone told me that. And so I don't know if you've got something like that, but I'd love to hear it because it's spreading a little bit of love that gives nothing back to you,
Mhm.
but you might do more for someone than you realize, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I have people all the time like, yeah, I've been losing weight since I started watching your channel, and they're on their own journeys, and like I kicked their butt into it, and it's like saving people's lives really is what we do. And I totally agree with your comment about we should get together as a community more and like team together and lift each other up, and let's get on each other's channels. And it's not about, oh, I need the whole pie to myself, I need all the subs to myself, I need to be the biggest anti-bopo creator. No, it's not about that. We're trying to counter a dangerous narrative and save people's lives, because the louder they get, the more people are going to die.
Right.
That's just the way it's going to be. Like, I covered 16-year-olds who died from their obesity. Like, you don't need to be 50, 60 years old to die from obesity. You can be 16. You can be in your 20s, 30s, 40s. So,
Look what Vlad said. Oh, the neighbor's kid saw me come back from a run. Told his mother he wants to be like me when he grows up. The boy is 10. Oh, it's like you said. It There are certain sects of YouTube where it makes sense you want to be the biggest and the best. I get
mhm.
it. Like I say all the time, I understand there were other people that trim hooves, but Graham from the Hoof GP is the only one I'll watch because he's the best.
I watch him too.
I know. See? I love it. And because he does
I
the
never
best.
thought that I would watch a guy trim a cow's hooves, but
Same. Like, all right, so I'm one of those weirdos that will watch pimple popping videos. But even then I get very mad because a lot of them you can tell who's genuine in trying to take care of the customer and who's doing it so they can get a repeat customer so they can make more money. And it's after you watch them for a while, you can actually see what's wrong and what's good. But like I was saying, I get those wanting to be the best because that's a horse of a different color. You're not trying to help anybody. You're just making content.
mhm.
With what we're talking about, I'm trying to we are trying to tell people, look, Jamie was only 39. She died. Wafflers was only like what 36? Like he was young too. We got 16-year-olds, that 14-year-old boy, that fell out of
Roller
uh
coaster.
yeah, the roller coaster, not the, it was the slingshot thingy
Oh, the slingshot. Okay.
because he was too heavy for the ride and they would not let whether you like it or not, Bopo is what killed that boy because
Mhm.
nobody wanted to make the kid that was fat feel bad. They just let it go and that boy is dead. And it's the same idea. Doesn't make you were already one. You know what, Sponge? Can you tell she's been with me the longest? That's my moderator, guys. That's my girl. But she's just angry because she's in the UK, stuff that makes her mad. And but the tower drop boy, right? That one always hurt, right? Because it's all on video. Like you can see what height he dropped from and how fast he was going,
I
and
didn't
that's
see that
why
one.
it. Mm,
Don't watch
it,
it.
it's even though there's no video of the impact. Watching it is enough for you to just like you feel everything drop. And it's like that stupid bitch that wants the free fucking airline seats, and the girl that has the giant heart-shaped ass and couldn't fit between the in first class. She couldn't fit between the freaking booths. When that plane has an issue, you become a 700-pound ping pong ball. Do you care about anyone else on that flight?
Or an airbag.
Yeah. I just imagine. Never mind. I don't want to say what I imagine you two. I don't want you getting demonetized, but like, pop goes the weasel. Just an idea, and it's just like, you know, I have heard from my followers, especially the EMTs. I don't know if you get the EMTs in your comments, bro.
Mm-mm.
So maybe some a little more rough with my words. I get them. I've had EMTs tell me about fat people in accidents. Okay. The fat pops out like a zit and is all everywhere.
Mm.
So when you get in an accident, you pop goes the weasel. And that's when you said the airbag, I was like, huh? That's what I thought of. I was like, oh God. Like,
I didn't know that.
oh yeah, they said it was like all across the dashboard, not to get graphic. And so it's like there's things, these are the things I think of. And I go back to like, so that girl, Jordan Underwood, or whatever the heck her last name is. She posted a photo of her and Tess Holiday the other day. And she's sitting there and her lymphedema is the only thing that's causing her illness, and she can't help it. And she's got her tongue like super out like that. Her tongue is all orangey and brown and covered in thrush. And I'm like, baby girl, do you know what that's a sign of? Like, you don't want to say what you're doing. We can see what you're doing. I don't know about you. Let me see. I'm good.
Hi, Sarah. My oldest friend there. We knew each other when we were 13 years old.
Oh my gosh. Hello, Sarah.
Playing on dumpsters.
That's adorable. My
Call each
husband
other the dumpster buddies.
my oldest friends, I don't have my Facebook link. My in-laws used to see all the time, but my Facebook unlinked, and I've been too lazy to remember my password to put it back. So they never see it anymore. None of my friends and my family that follow my because I usually stream from my art page. I never do it anymore. I'm just too lazy. I stream from everywhere else. I don't want to do it on Facebook. He is looking great. I've only known you what, 2 months? 3 months?
About there, yeah.
And even during the time I've known you, you can see right here and right here you've gotten smaller. I mean, you're doing it, dude. Today I don't look particularly great, but that's because, you know, I woke up early and
it's funny, like I hear that all the time from subs, like your face looks smaller, and then I'll do a video 2 days later. Wow, your face looks smaller every time I see you. I'm like, I haven't lost a pound in like a month. How am I still losing weight? And then like I saw my sister, and it's been like 2 weeks since I saw her, and she's like, wow, you have lost a ton of weight since I last saw you. I'm like, it's been 2 weeks. Like, how much weight could I have lost in 2 weeks? But
and it shut up, Chaka Hooligan. They're all roasting me because I use Yahoo email.
I still use Yahoo. Yeah.
Thank you, T. Thank you, T.
I've used it for like 10 years.
I've had my Yahoos for like ages. And the thing is, unlike Gmail, Yahoo doesn't have a limit. I can get as many emails. My Gmail's full and it keeps getting full. And I don't even do nothing, dude. I literally do nothing and my Gmail fills like that. Whereas my Yahoo has like 30,000 emails and going strong. So guess what? I'll do my Yahoo. But no, I get the same thing. Like I'll look like Yahoo email, Sarah. I'll do a video and everyone's like, oh my God, you look so thin. And I'll be like, where? But it's true because like it goes up and down and up and down. And I have noticed my major swelling moments where I'll go up like 10 pounds and I'll swell really hard and then I'll drop down a little more and I'll look slimmer. But I don't know if it's a me thing or a fat thing. I gain a lot of muscle back. And what really showed it was happening was, again, the 40 minutes of walking around, the
Mm-hmm.
being able to stand today, even though I've been on my knees all week. And I have to keep reminding myself that just 2 years ago, me being on my legs for that long would have put me out of commission for almost a month. Like, I would have had to take it easy all the time. It really does put it in perspective. Like, I have to keep reminding myself that we're our own worst enemy in that. Like, oh, I don't see any progress. I don't see nothing happening, but it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how else to describe it besides that. Someone, Athra. Oh, Athra just joined my Discord not too long ago. The both of us have been hijacked by fat and in-tilted people, where it was supposed to be for people like Shauna Ray or people who were born to have body conditions. Right. Because, well, no, it was started by queer fat black lesbians or whatever, even though that's not true and has no proof of it. And well, I mean, that's the new whatchamacallit narrative for everything. Even though if you look back, the start of all these movements, if you go through the Pride or anything, was mostly white guys. Like, if you go to the original Prides, 90% of it was a bunch of gay white guys. And for the bopo, it's almost the same thing. It was a straight white guy who had a fetish, and he wanted to walk around with his girl without getting
Mm-hmm.
made fun of.
Yep.
A friend of mine just
Yep.
had breast surgery a month ago, and another friend is in the process of getting hers done. I'll let them know about UT. Aw, do you want me to initiate into the lower echelons of my cult? Whatever, Chaco.
That's
What?
what my friends tell me too, because I have a separate Discord for me and my Christian friends,
You do?
and so like when I started one for my channel, it's like all my Christian friends are like, "Yeah, you started a cult now, didn't you? You have all these followers and everything else," and so they tease me about that.
Don't mind me not realizing you had a Discord and going to it right now. Now I gotta go find it.
It's in the description of all my videos, Starzan. Are you really not paying attention?
I don't pay attention, man. I'm a freaking weakling sometimes when it comes to that. I feel dumb.
It,
No, it's like there's times when I feel like I'm on top of it all. I'm so smart. And then someone look at me and be like, "Did you not notice this error right here?" And I'll be like, "What error?" Like, it's just I go,
I feel bad because we have like over 100 members in there right now, but I just haven't had time to go in there. But thankfully, there's been some great people who've been keeping it going for me, and just talking about different stuff and sharing their journey. And I pop in there when I can. But
I'm trying to see. As I went to it, but it's not taking me to the actual. Hi, Maron. Why is this not working? Now I'm mad. I clicked on it. Let me see.
yeah, we've known each other too long, Sarah.
We have a cult. Listen, everyone's got their own cult. No, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. Breen, what were you not paying attention to, my darling? Starson, it's not a personal question. Would you get weight loss surgery? No, I wouldn't. No offense to T, but I I really don't like I already have IBS. I already have autoimmune issues that I was born with, and I already have stomach issues. And getting bariatric surgery is a direct line to permanent stomach issues in a lot of ways, because you have a lot more like lactose intolerance, you have intolerance to certain foods, apparently you have issues drinking water. I'm not about that. And I very much want to, for myself, if someone else needs it, fantastic. And I'm not going to, like, if only reason I disparage it sometimes is because there are many people who get it and refuse to get to the root problem of why they were overweight to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about people like T, because you've known me for almost 4 years, Chaco. 4. Because we met during the panty, babe, in Gothix's freaking whatchamacallit. We met in Gothix's chat 4 years ago. Nice try. But whatchamacallit. I lost my train of thought. Damn it, Chaco Hooligan. I personally won't do it because I just don't think it would benefit me. I think it would cause me more harm than good over time. And I like right now why I'm shaking IBS. So it's that's why it's like I think there are people who very much need it, but there are a lot of people who don't want to get to the root of their problem. They just want a quick fix. And so they will fake their way through to get the surgery. And then, like Big T was saying, they can go right back to stretching out their stomach, right back to hurting themselves. And then where are they at?
If you gotta go, you gotta go. So let me know.
I always have to go. That's always a thing. But I will because I have work in a little while, so I can't stay on for I'm thinking about I got another half hour,
We
maybe.
should probably get into our topic then. But I'm gonna go ahead and answer this question. Any advice? Um, Everybody's different. I probably lasted about 2 weeks for me. Like right out of the hospital, it's just your body is dropping water because you're dropping so much weight right up front. And so anytime there's a big change like that, your body's just dropping water. So it does change. It goes from diarrhea to constipation, and I've been constipated for about 6 months now. So it will change. You just got to give it some time. But yeah, it's like, especially when you're losing weight, and a lot of that's going to be water too, just being flushed out of your system because you're eating a lot less, and you're probably not eating a lot of carbohydrates because right after surgery you're doing liquid diet for, I don't know, goodness, almost 2 weeks afterwards, and then soft food diet for almost a month after that. So, yeah, your body's just adjusting to it. So you're just gonna have to stick with it. But like I said, it absolutely will change. It will go straight to constipation, especially when you get to more solid foods and stuff like that. So, um,
Which honestly, like I will tell you, as someone with IBS, constipation is sometimes worse than the ISBD, the diarrhea. I don't know why, but I always feel like diarrhea is a bad word. I always feel like it's bad if I say it.
the Hershey squirts.
The the screaming eagles. It's worse because then your body fills up and then you can't eat. And I have found a lot of people who are suffer from constipation tend to be binge eaters more because once they finally get the poop out of them, they're so hungry and they're so nutrient starved that they will overload the food. I have met a lot of people that do that. And they actually have done. Now, this is one thing I will say because I was looking into it. People who have like Crohn's, who have IBS, whether it's D or C, um, I have found that their nutrients absorbency is a little low, and they actually can suffer from either being underweight or overweight. Plays a factor. Doesn't lead to all of this, but plays a factor. So keep that in mind. Tia's calling. Hey, Tia's calling.
I need to adjust my sitting position. I'll be right back.
Go right ahead. Listen, I'm always having to adjust something. My followers know I'm always sitting there jumping because the problem is I'm short. So I don't know how tall T is, but I'm 5'2". And I'm too short for all the chairs because I have to lean forward. Because when my legs hang, it hurts my knees and my hips. So I always end up leaning forward in the chair. So then what happens is my chair seat eventually goes like this one is right now. And so I'm constantly falling out of the chair. So I finally made a decision. I am going to put forth a large chunk of money this year and buy a Secret Labs. It's gonna hurt my wallet.
I am 6 foot, and it hurts to be big.
Oh my god. No, but no, I'm talking about chairs, like investing in a really good chair. I'm gonna invest in a Secret Labs one, but they're all too tall for me, sir. Freaking
I cannot sit still no matter where I'm at. Even my work bought me an expensive $200 chair with a nice cushion on it, and I cannot sit still no matter what. Part of it's the ADHD, some of it's just all the weight sitting up. Just so like anytime I do a live stream, you'll slowly, steadily see me kind of shift all the way down, and then I got to pause and get back up, and I'm just
Oh,
always shifting.
Teddy, I'm looking at where Big T is. Because
Oh,
looking here, there's no screen. See? That's where my screen is. I have the computer set up incorrectly. But honestly, I'm gonna take T on his offer. I'll be right back.
all right.
and then we can get to the topic.
Starsan will be right back, hopefully. So what's everybody up to this weekend? Any big plans or anything? Or if you have any questions for us, we are going to talk about Hungry Fatchick when she comes back. So, yeah. My chair used to cause a dent in the floor. Tarzan is only 4'2". She steals chairs from the elves so she can sit comfortably. Or is it the doors? I think it's the doors. Her facial hair gives her away. You guys are so nice to her. Pokemon Go while running errands. Yeah, that's what I did yesterday. Like I was saying, I took the day off yesterday. I was able to get a bunch of stuff done. And today I did some errands. And it's kind of good to get some stuff done, actually. The keto flu is when you switch your diet. And so I guess here's the gist of it. When you're eating carbohydrates, your body holds on to water. I think it's for every gram of carbohydrates you eat, your body holds on to 2 grams of water. So every gram of carb, you hold on to 2 grams of water. So if you're eating 500 grams of carbs, like that's a lot of water your body is storing and holding on to. But as soon as you go keto, you're not taking in any carbs, or probably 20 carbs or less. So when you start switching over, the first thing that happens is you flush out all the water. Like the water just goes, and you're constantly peeing all the time. And so that's part of the symptoms, is you get a little dehydrated. And you could also get a headache. You could feel fatigued and stuff like that. And your body's also switching over. Its preferred source of fuel is sugar. So anytime you have sugar, that's what your body is going to burn up first. But if it doesn't have any sugar in the system, it burns fat. So what happens when you eat an abundance of sugar or carbohydrates, and you burn off some of it, but you don't burn off all of it, your body's like, oh, well, I have an abundance of fuel, so I'm going to store it in the storage tank for later. You might need it later. That's a body's survival mechanism from back in the day when there was a scarcity of food. And because we have an abundance of food today, that's part of the reason why obesity is skyrocketing, is because there's so much food. We have it in abundance everywhere. But back in the ancient days and stuff like that, even as little as 100 years ago, we did not have as much food as we have today. So our body had a survival mechanism where there were times of feasting, such as the autumn when all the stuff came in and we were harvesting, and we would feast. And that's kind of where Thanksgiving came from. And it would prepare us for the long winter ahead when food became more scarce. And so we would store the food, the extra energy on our body. We would gain weight. And whenever you start like running out of those carbohydrates, your body's like, oh, okay, well, now I have all these stores I can eat from. So when I make a comment that you could probably like eat nothing and you could live off your body fat for a year if you're super obese, that's why, because you have all this stored energy that your body starts grabbing from. And so when you do that transition from eating carbohydrates into going keto and you're eating nothing but protein, your body switches over to burning the fat in your body for fuel. And so that's a change that happens too. And your body just, it just takes its time to transition over. So for about 2 or 3 days, you can get some sort of fluish symptoms. You might be a little tired. You might get a headache. You might not feel so well. But once you're into it and you start burning ketones, then you feel like $1,000,000. Like your mind clears, because you would be surprised at how much sugar impacts your brain and how well you think about things and stuff like that. Like sugar can really drop down your energy levels, and you're always like up and down because of the sugar levels in your blood and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just very interesting what sugar does to your body. And so when you cut that out of your system, it's just your body transitions over, and you feel like crap for a couple of days, but you feel amazing. Your brain is clear. Your body has tons of energy. I almost felt like I was high. Like I just had this buzz within me. Like I was buzzing, that buzzing feeling. If you've ever been high, you just feel so great, and mentally you feel sharp, and you just feel great. Like that's me when I start keto. like I just feel really, really great. So, but anyways, that's my long explanation of what the keto flu is. Yeah, I really hope so too. I really hope that she's serious, but she's kind of at this point where she's at her rock bottom moment. And I talk about it all the time in my videos where if you're at your rock bottom moment, that's when you're going to change. Because we see so many people, maybe on my 600-pound life or whatever, where they say they want to change and they go and see doctor now and everything else. But a lot of the time they were convinced to change, right? Like they had a family member, they had friends. They have so many people like, man, you're just so big now. You need to change. You need to get your life going. And so they're really convinced to change, but they don't really want to change. And usually it takes a rock bottom moment for them to realize, wow, if I don't change, I'm going to die. And so it's like it's that rock bottom moment that forces them into reality that they cannot keep doing what they're doing. And so I think that's where she's at right now. Is she knows that she was talking very cryptically, like I feel like I'm gonna die soon if I don't change. And so, that's where she's at.
Honestly, because I could hear you guys from where I was. I'm back. I I don't know. I wonder if she's part of like this whole thing with Nikocado. Cause
Maybe.
like, does anyone else feel like his weight loss is disingenuous and it's part of that whole little weird ass thing he was doing where he's like, "You're all ants and you're all under my control and da 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 da," and so it's like, I don't know.
I keep
Oh,
getting people telling me that he's just mocking Amberlyn Reed. Like everything that if she's on a weight loss journey, suddenly he's on one and just mocking her.
I don't think it's that because I've seen like so Nikocado has a bad reputation among influencers for being a very meticulous, controlling, like he's all about the image and the marketing and how it's supposed to be, gotta release this at this time. Like it's the sign of someone who's exceedingly intelligent and exceedingly calculated in everything he's doing.
Mm.
And his mask so rarely falls when he's being who I think he truly is. It's never a genuine kind person or someone trying to get empathy. It's I own all of you. Like that's how he is, like very arrogant, very full of himself, very villain and enjoying it. He loves attention and it's like Chaco said, he's enjoying the attention. With Hungry Fatchick, I have actually not covered her because I just number one, I try to avoid mukbangers at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just find it disgusting. Like just genuinely disgusting. Um and when it comes to things like that, like you were talking earlier, a lot of folks utilize him as a avenue to not binge. I don't quite understand that. Is his weight loss legit? I could believe it. Is it coming from a good place? I think he came set out to do something because you are not a violin virtuoso. You cannot be a savant. Go through all that but be somebody who so easily succumbs to food and changes his personality so severe. To go through such a severe tilt the way he has. He was very calm, relaxed, curious when he was
Yeah.
initially on the internet. And I think he looked around and said, "This isn't doing good enough, though. This isn't getting me what I want." And so, because he was initially just trying some foods, showing off his bird, showing off his violinist. He's a very talented violinist. And then all of a sudden, the mukbang started. Goes from being vegan to eating anything he can. I don't know. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but my video coming up this week touches on it. It's insidious. something about him is just very insidious, and I don't trust it. I have if you're a member on my channel, if you're a Patreon member, you already have access to the video. You can see it, although I do have to fix it because I accidentally left a minute of dead air in there.
I've done that. Yep.
Yeah. I've done it before too, but it's like, thankfully this time I can fix it before it goes live.
Yeah, I've often wondered, like, who's the real Nikocado? Is he the soft guy? Is he the loud, obnoxious guy? Is he the I own you all guy? I don't know. He's got many different personalities, and
I feel like it's the own you all guy, because it's where he seems the most genuine, the most real, because every other person that has interacted with him, been there in person with him, a lot of people who no longer associate with him have said the same thing over and over again, that he treats them like shit, that he is very pushy, very manipulative. He threatens them. That girl, Stephanie Sue, he has threatened her. Like, I'm going to ruin you. I'm going to ruin your channel. Da, 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 da. He knows exactly what he's doing. That's for sure. Whatever extra motivations he's got, it's all being run through his profit filter, right? Like, he tries to claim that he's not a multimillionaire, so you don't get to the follower count you've got. You don't get to the notoriety that you've got, the multiple channel avenues you've got, the OnlyFans you've got, which I've seen screenshots of.
he's got an OnlyFans. I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, like,
I think that's my next video.
bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, do not eat before you observe, because he's pulled out his whole booty hole on that one. And I mean, like, pulled it open kind of situation. And so it's like, and oh, that's my husband in the chat. Hello, Darkblaze435. That would be my husband. Darling, are you going to your next stop, or are you on break at work? I just always ask him that when I'm on stream. I'm nosy like
Hello,
that.
Dark Blaze. Welcome.
And I didn't look at his OnlyFans. Someone else did and described the screenshots. It was blurred, but I knew it was being described, and I've got regrettably a very active imagination, and I could tell.
We know exactly what Starsan's doing when her husband's at work.
Listen, LG knows what's up. What did I get into? You're finished. Wait, you're finished with both tasks, Matthew? Ooh, I get to see you before I go to work? Wow. Anyways, but no, when it comes to him, I know she's been along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, I've watched her sit there with those. Does anyone else, I don't know about you, Tony, but does anyone else get like absolutely nauseated from the neon green Takis flavored things they eat?
Yeah, I've never even tried a Taki before. I don't even know what it is, but
so Takis, like, they're like little rolled corn chips, and they have these neon blue and neon green ones. This is LG. LG is crazy, but we love him. He's primarily over on Twitch, and you definitely should want. LG is, we love him. We love the man.
Nice to meet you, LG.
Tapped up. I'm curating my DJ mix. What you doing over there? Whatchamacallit? If anyone wonders what my audience calls my husband, and I started calling him that because they did his Starman. So Starsan and Starman, I think it's kind of cute. But no, going off on her, I don't know, man. I don't know if when it comes to Hungry Fatchick, I don't know how genuine she is, man. I really don't. I've heard a lot of people say she's a lot like Glitter and Sparkles, glitter laser sparkles, whatever the hell her name is.
Yeah.
Where it's like, one day she's talking about doom and gloom, and the next day she's promoting the bad stuff again. So, I don't know.
Well, let's kind of pop into this quick little video here where she tells us what she's doing next, and we'll talk about it for a little bit for what little time we got left. We should have
I mean,
probably started this a while ago. We've been going an hour and 15 minutes. We haven't even started our
it's been
conversation.
a good convo.
Hey y'all. Yep. No eating video today again. Um, I've got a lot going on in my mind right now. So, I don't know. I just felt it was better that I speak to you guys one on one without food as a buffer. Yeah, I've been kind of,
Right off the bat, like I think that's a big change because I even did a video about her last week, and just the fact that she's not doing nearly as many mukbangs as she used to do. She's really cut back on them. It seems like every time when her videos usually come out, she goes, "I'm not doing a mukbang today. I'm not doing this today." And then she's been talking more about just what she's going through and difficulties. So um, I don't know
Was
if
Sam the
she's,
one to talk about that too?
huh?
Remember, someone covered it. I was watching someone else's video, and they said the same thing. It's like it wasn't just 1 day or 2 day or 3 day. It was like over and over again. She's choosing not to mukbang, and that's
Yeah.
the positive side for me.
Yeah, that's been like probably a good couple months where she's done a few, and the last few she's done has been on the healthier side. Not like
Really?
perfect, but I mean, it seems like she's trying to change. Either she's really working on the manipulation tactics or she's really trying to change. I have many people in my channel who's like, she's not changing, she's done this before, she's manipulating us. But I think of it in terms of how many diets have I tried and failed. That doesn't mean I'm manipulating people. It just means I tried a diet and failed it and went back to my old eating habits. But um, there's just a lot of cynical people, though, when it comes to obesity, and they don't want to give anybody credit if they tried and failed. But
I don't know. What's going on is something that's been on my mind for a really long time now. Um, and I know y'all probably feel it or felt it coming. I'm not quitting mukbangs, not so I'm not gonna say quitting mukbangs, no, because damn, my phone is like it's going down. But yeah, I'm not quitting mukbangs. I still intend to do them every so often. Um, what is the deal? Anyway, um, but the direction of my channel, if things go the way that I'm planning on them going, is going to change drastically. And I know I'm gassing myself up really big right now, because I'm like, I know I could do it. I know I could do it. Um, and, and while, I have issues with the word diet, basically what I'm going to be doing is, for all intents and purposes, a diet. I've talked about it before, and I've tried similar things before. Y'all know I got on keto several different times, and yeah, I'd lose a few pounds, but it was nothing that I could sustain. And through trial and error, I realized that now. Basically, I am an addict. Just straight up, I'm an addict. I'm addicted to sugar. I'm addicted to fast food. I'm addicted to.
Bro, okay. Wow. That's something you don't often hear from the people in this community or on that side. That's impressive.
yeah,
Like I mean, is it good that she is an addict? No. Is it amazing that she's admitting she's an addict? That's incredible.
yeah. I mean, that's a huge first step. Like she knows what she's doing bad.
That's awesome. And it's like like you said, like Chaco said, first step. I definitely because I was thinking this while I was watching it. All right, so her phone's falling and everything. We know from yours and my audiences being so small and still is making some profit. We know that the audience she has much larger than ours. The money she has, where has she put it? This is the first thing I thought. how much money she must be spending on food. She could have easily set up equipment, a desk, an area that she could go and sit in to do these things very easily. So
Hmm.
cameras are not that expensive. There's ways to get them for cheap. Um, the fact that she's admitting that while also recording it like any person that's never done social media before tells you exactly where her priorities were monetarily up until now.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
imagine. Oh, go ahead.
she lives in a crappy like 1 bedroom, maybe 2 bedroom apartment. She could live in a nice house if she wanted to, have a nice car. Like she's got, I don't even know.
Yeah, how many subs
Oh,
does she have?
268,000 subs. So
You could easily make. I will tell you from what I've seen from other people, and you can look at Social Blade just to see. You can easily bring home $4,000 a month on 268,000, and she's had sponsorships, hasn't she? She's had
I'm
sponsorships.
not sure. I'm not sure if she has.
I guarantee she's at least gotten super chats. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of addicts that watch her, people that support her doing mukbang, they're throwing money at her to see it. So like I'm not trying to down her when I say this, but Big T and I are noticing something that I think other people aren't really putting into account. If you're making all that money, you're doing all this stuff, and you're doing it in the lowest quality possible, but you're buying what is equivalent to thousands of dollars worth of food a week or a month. Yeah, it's a big deal to admit you're an addict.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Because when I tell you guys, if I had her count, I wouldn't need to work 3 jobs. I'd probably still do it because I like having more money and I like, helping out my friends the way I am. But she could be easily living with no issue. Probably even be able to hire someone to help her around the house
Yep.
if she had been smart with it. But oh wow, I'm really T, you got a good one today. I'm invested now.
Call into work. You're gonna be late. No.
She'll kill me. Oh my gosh, she knows where I live and she's good with a knife.
To carbs, bread, potatoes, rice, all these things. Um, so I'm almost, but not, having a little bit of a panic right now because what I'm about to do, I'm going to be saying goodbye to all of these things, probably for a very long time, you know. And the panic comes in not because I think, I just can't do it, because I know it would be just easy for me to do it, because it's essentially abstinence. I'll be abstaining from all of these things, and anything remotely close to these things.
And when I talk about it in my videos, I relate a relationship as being an addiction to food. Like I connect the two. And when you see a lot of these people like on My 600 Pound Life, like their food addiction is their sex. Their food addiction is their comfort. It's their joy. So for her to like, I don't know. A lot of people are just like, well, why don't you just eat a salad? It's really easy to eat healthy. It's not a big deal. But it's like when you have a food addiction, that's your everything. That's the only joy you have in your life. Because when you're that big, you are miserable. You have no intimacy. You're lonely. You're stuck inside all day. And it's just the worst life imaginable. And so food is the only thing that gives you joy. And that's why you keep doing it. So for her to say she's giving up those things and just talking how she is about just yeah, it's I'm like lost for words for what she's saying. Like it's
It's
to
true.
me it,
Oh,
it's
go
it's
ahead.
it's a really big deal what she's saying. Like she is giving it up.
It's absolutely true. And someone on my side, Chocobo Asylum said, it's true. Do not go cold turkey because then you're going to end up craving. Like I advise on a lot of my videos where I'm giving what I've done. You have to replace the craving. So I don't have a food addiction, but we all know what I clearly have an addiction to. And so I understand, the craving for certain things. So like I can lose myself in video games, reading for hours. I get extreme gratification reading certain kinds of stories to the point where I will put off doing work. I have been late to work. I have been late to appointments. I have been late to obligations because I chose delving into that media over what I should be doing. So I get that, because I will cut cold turkey for months on certain things. Like, I won't read for weeks and weeks and weeks because of exactly what she's talking about. You can't let it absorb you. To sit there and have that self-awareness, it's like you said, it's a very big deal, especially when it's something so immediate gratification as food. Like, when it comes to playing a video game or reading, at least, you still have to get through something. You have to build up, you have to build through the story. You've got to get through certain levels. You can't just immediately win this, that, and the other. It's very difficult to even use cheat codes these days because most games block them. With food, oh, it's so easy to just immediately have that comfort, which means it takes a greater strength than most other addictions.
Yeah, like some of the biggest joy I've ever had in my life was waiting for food to come. Like knowing I just made this big order and it's on its way, and I just feel so good that it's coming, you know?
Really?
It's like it's just imagine the most pleasurable thing that you have in your life that you enjoy doing, that you love so much. And you just do it every day because it gives you that much pleasure. So for her to say I'm abstaining from that it's like if you had an amazing sex life with your soulmate, your partner, your husband or wife or whatever, and it was great. And then all of a sudden you're like, this is becoming toxic for me. So I'm going to stop it. I'm abstaining from this. And it's like, that's what it is. Like, people don't understand what it is for someone like her, for someone like me, probably even for someone like you, to say, I'm going on a diet. I'm getting rid of the one thing that gives me joy, and I'm going to try to focus on my life and getting healthy.
It's true. Like, I greatly applaud her, because while I may not be addicted to food, that's RC, that's my buddy RC Scott. I acknowledge that I know enough about addiction in other forms to know, because like I know what it's like to feel great joy and expectation towards something. And I can't imagine, like for me, again, I know what I'm addicted to. It's having animals in the house, and the reading, and the idea, like, oh, you've bought that thing that you love so much. So it could be, again, like a book, an item. Hey, Esteban, that is not only a follower, he is a channel member and a patron. Esteban's one of my very first supporters. And Chaco likes to joke that I have an addiction to water, and I am not ready to admit anything, so thank you. There is no addiction. Water is healthy. You require it. So shush. She knows how much water I go through a day. It's a lot. Like, at least 2 of these. And this is 50 ounces. And that's not including what I drink at work. And I'll usually go through 2 or 3 rounds of my 25-ounce thing at work. So I drink a lot.
Yeah, I have a 25-ounce thing, and I probably do it like maybe 3 times per day. I wish I could drink more, but after weight loss surgery, you can't chug water.
See? It's not just me. Stop picking on me. I like my water, and so does tea. But anyways, I think just overall, if you ever had to give up on something that you truly wanted, for me, the addiction you had, the addiction she has, it takes greater strength and greater discipline. Because I can easily say, I'm just simply not going to eat that for a while. Once I decided I was giving up on certain foods, I literally just simply stopped doing it. I just simply said, okay, I can't eat the gummies that I like anymore. So I went out and I found the Soli gummies, because they're good enough. They may not be exactly what I wanted, but they're good enough. It's just pure mango. That's it. That's the ingredient is mango. And they process the mango and they gum it up so that way it feels like gummies. And it's good enough for me. I love pastries. So what did I do? I went to Nature's Bakery, which obviously you still can't eat it every single day in vast amounts. But instead of going and getting the Danishes I used to like or making the pastries I used to like, I have these, which have whole fiber in them. They have a lot of oats. They have a lot of healthy ingredients. I can do that. But if someone said tomorrow, I couldn't read any more books, I'd have a problem with that. I can't what?
USP here makes a good point. Like, you might know where to go get some meth, but I wouldn't know where to go get it. Like, if you've been doing it for a while, maybe you have a guy or you know somebody who knows somebody or whatever, but I wouldn't know where to go get meth. But
Right.
I couldn't drive to do errands today without passing by probably 15 fast food restaurants. And they pump the smell of it into the air. There's commercials. It's everywhere. So to say that food addiction is not real or it's just, you know, part of just whatever, it's so easy to stay healthy. It's like, it's not easy. It's not easy.
It's
When
not
it's
because,
when
like,
it's
think about
everywhere.
whenever you go by it, right? Think about
Yeah.
when you go by one of those fast food areas. So everyone's got it in their town. I don't care how big or small your town is. There's always that section of town where the entire road is restaurants and fast food chains. Either it's mom and pop or something. And you're driving by and you can smell the fried chicken, the fries. You can smell the coffee. You can smell cinnamon baked goods in the air. Like he said, they do it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it takes greater strength when you're starving, when you are so hungry, but you still drive past them. I think that takes so much more strength. Because, like you said, yeah, you might be able to find where drugs are, but it's not like you can go down to Walmart and get your meth. It's true. You can stay away from drugs and tobacco, not from food.
You need food to live, and it's very easy to hit the wrong aisle of the grocery store. You know, it's just.
And we glorify food addiction these days. I noticed that. It's like I am guilty of sharing the memes and finding it funny and giggling when someone's like, I'm addicted to this or I eat that, and we treat it like it's funny. It's not. It's not. And let's go back to her because, like, my God, dude, it's so true. It's so true.
The panic comes in where I'm obviously afraid of failure, you know, and these diets that I've been on before and these lifestyle changes that I've been on before, I basically started out doubting myself. You know, I know myself, and I know I have no freaking willpower, and I'm gonna fail. But what makes this time feel different to me is because it's something that I've been dancing around for going on several years now. The keto would have been great, okay? It would have been great if I wasn't an addict and had, you know, addictive behaviors, you know, rationalizing, making excuses, all this stuff, you know, so I could just get my fix, you know, my sugar fix, or whatever, just whatever. All right, I'm just gonna say it. And my plant-based and vegetarian and vegan friends and fans are going to be extremely disappointed in my choice. Folks are going to be worried about my health, you know, because it is very drastic. This is an extreme thing for me, for anybody. But if you do the research on it and, you know, all of the testimonials from different people, from like Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, you know, and many others, you know, Dr. Ken Berry. I've watched video after video after video of him talking about carnivore, okay? Just animals. I'm gonna eat the animals. I'm gonna eat the sweet little innocent animals.
I'd go eat all the animals. Honestly, though, I watched a video on it. I think I recorded so many videos I can't remember, but they actually did a video about how a lot of people that consume more animal products. Yeah, vegan teacher's gonna have a fit, right? LG, I got your question. Send me a message on Insta because I don't really look at my Twitter as much for conversations. Send me a message on Insta about it and let's see what we can figure out. As for I have found they've done research that apparently people who eat meats and animal products tend to absorb nutrients better and be more nutritionally efficient and healthier. Their teeth are better, their hair is better, their skin is better. And I love eating meat. Yes, I'm an animal rescuer that thinks meat is fantastic. You know what?
I just saw your cat look up for a moment and is like,
oh, so let me tell you something. You want to know the carnivore of carnivores? He has stolen whole ass steaks. Like in his youth, he was a piece of shit. Like my husband and I could not leave food on the counter ever for even a second. We're talking like we're at the counter, we turn to get something in the fridge, we turn around and there he is with the whole chicken in his mouth and running. I can't count how many times I had to chase him across the house. So for fuck's sake, Chaco. I can't with this. You can put in a good word for Big T. I'd love to have him on my show. Yeah, Red, you guys need to link up. All right? Because Red, he's trying to make some good content for the men folk out there that don't get enough notice on the internet. You two should definitely link up. T, do you have an Insta?
no, but in the description of all my videos, I have Facebook and I have an email, bigtbariatric@gmail.com. That's the best way to get a hold of me, bigtbariatric@gmail.com. And so we could start there, and yeah, it'd be cool.
For sure, you guys should definitely link up. I think you two would do well talking about it because Red talks anti-bopo too. And yeah, I think you guys would have a good convo. Definitely link up. Just make sure you mention me, Red. Okay? But hold on. Someone's screaming in my house. I got 5 billion cats. And so sometimes when a shout happens, I have to make sure they're okay. Because when you do animal rescue, you take on all the misfits. Sometimes you take on the unhealthy misfits, and you have to make sure that
they do animal rescue at my work. Like there's like a bunch of cats that live inside the building where we work at, and there's like they have their own specific room, and they take care of them. Yeah.
Okay, guys, it's official. Starsan's moving. I gotta find out wherever the hell he is. I'm going there, bro. That's so cool.
And they're all my buddies now. Like they were scared of me when I first started there, but
they always are. It's a new person. And now they probably come and chill on you, and sometimes you get stuck on your chair because they don't let you get up.
Or they want to lay across my keyboard or something, and it's like, well, you guys created the environment. Like I can't expect to work when there's a cat that wants to lay on me or on my keyboard. Or
oh, it'd be so. Listen, you guys, if I ever have an office, understand this for what it is. There will be animals that are for the office. I will have office parrots. I will have office turtles, cats, dogs. I'll have an office farm, for God's sake.
All right, let's get back into this.
Yes.
Oh gosh. But come to find out, plants have feelings too. So I've been looking at research on plants recently, and they have little lives, little lives, little social lives even, and when you cut on them and stuff like that, they feel pain, they exhibit, distress and anxiety and all of these things, so I don't know, it's any way you go, you're going to be hurting somebody when you're eating food, unless you're straight up eating fruit and you know.
Even then, some
I
fruits
don't know.
eat animals before they become fruit.
And yeah, I was eating a lot of fruit. I was trying in the last like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, to eat healthier like choices and stuff. I was eating fruit. I was eating more vegetables. Um, and yeah, I was not perfect on it. Not perfect. I was having a few days here and there where I would just go off the rails. And y'all know it. I mean, because it was just there. The option was there. Okay, well, maybe if I just order this little bit of something, this other little bit of something will be okay. God, just lying to myself. Just, yeah, it's BS. It's BS. But what I found, like when I eat fruit and more vegetable options and whatnot, first of all, I don't feel satisfied when I eat fruit. I'm going to eat it, and then a little while later, I'm going to want to eat something else. It's not sustainable for me. It's not. But I sit here and I eat a 16-ounce steak, 12-ounce, 16-ounce steak, and, 3 eggs or something, and I'm going to be satisfied for hours, if not completely for the day. So I'm really.
That's a lot.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, like, here we go. But I want you guys to know that I'm actually really, really excited about this. And I've set a date. Okay, I've set my date that I'm going to begin. So I've actually given myself 3 weeks from today, and today being Tuesday.
Thoughts?
Okay, so I have 2 thoughts, and actually Vlad said it, 'cause that's what I was doing. I was going and looking at your chat and my chat so that way I could see if I was keeping up properly. And Vlad said something very interesting. Let me get over there because it's buried under my comments because my people talk a lot because they're like me. Vlad said, still making excuses not to take action. I think she's close. What she just said, because she said it after he said that. 16 ounces of steak. Okay, I want you to understand something, guys. So see the size of my phone? About that thick. That's an 8-ounce. Okay? I know because when I work at the restaurant, I've seen how big the 8-ounce fillets of salmon are. So that's double that plus 3 eggs in one sitting. Now she's claiming that satisfies her for the whole day. I call bullshit. I call that is a lot of protein. I agree, but you can't. That doesn't sound accurate to me. And on top of that, she's not starting for 3 weeks. Why aren't you just starting today? Why are you giving yourself that time frame? Is it so you can stuff yourself full of the bad food as much as you can in those 3 weeks? That gives you time to decide you're not going to do it anymore. That gives you time to roll right back in. See, again, this is what I was saying earlier. She started so great. Now, I don't know if I'm right. Maybe I'm misinterpreting what she said. But why aren't you just start? It's ripping off the Band-Aid. Go right back to what we were talking about earlier. Why are you making excuses? Why are you? What is keeping you fat? Oh, well, I'll start in 3 weeks. I'm giving myself 3 weeks. Why not today? Why can't, if you can afford the fast food, which is more expensive, why can't you just go to the market? Wherever you live, you can get Uber or even Walmart to deliver directly to your door fresh produce. You live where probably is a Target. Target can deliver fresh produce. If you live where there's a Stop and Shop, Peapod's been delivering for over 20 years. Why are you waiting 3 weeks?
Oh, we know why. I mean, we've all done it. Well, I'm going to start my diet on Monday, so this weekend I'm going to splurge.
Start today and then work up to a cheat day.
Yeah, I mean, that's always been my advice for weight loss is do it slow, but kind of know what you're doing first. And prepare for it. Start cutting certain things out, because if you feel like, well, I'm going to start tomorrow and then I'm going to dump all the sugar out and throw all the crap out of my cupboards and I'm going from 5,000 calories down to 1,200, it's like your body's going to freak out. You're going to go into shock, and then you're going to be binge eating by the end of the week.
Hello
If even then.
Right. So USP, HelloFresh, you could get HelloFresh delivered. Publix does it. It's like you said, and someone else said it. So what does it matter if you got all this stuff in your fridge? If it's bad, donate. If it's bad for you, donate it. If it's still unopened, if it's opened, toss it outside to animals. As long as it's not chocolate or too much processed food. It's sounds like a lot of excuses.
We'll see what she says here.
Tomorrow being Wednesday. Or wait a minute, what the freaking day is it? Where's my phone? Oh, I'm looking at my phone.
That sounded like a
Oh
bag
my
of chips now.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. Okay, it's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Because I'm waiting on my cleaner to come, because she's got a big project coming up from me. Either her or, another one of my people.
So she does hire people
come over. And I want my freezer and my refrigerator completely cleared out. Like everything. Everything must.
Choco called it. Like, she wants to clean out her freezer and her cupboard, and she wants to eat everything. She doesn't want to donate it. She wants to eat it all.
And that's I'm waiting, because she said that her cleaner's got a job. So my hope is what she's about to say is the cleaner's going to clean it out, not her eat it. Because Choco, like you said, right now it sounded like Choco called it. But I'm hoping her next sentence is she's going to have them throw it out. Let's see.
Not everything. The only things I'm going to keep in there are butter, and I have a couple of packages of like chicken thighs, I think, and I'll keep those. And I think I have a package of liver up there. I'll keep that. Basically, carnivore is meat and animal products. The only animal product that's not really considered carnivore is like honey, because it's bee vomit. Even though it's really good and it's sweet, it's just not, because it's still sugar. And I've got to stay very, very far away from any sugar, anything. Basically, my whole diet is going to consist of beef, pork, some chicken, some fish, eggs, offal.
She just reminded me of something. I did want to let you guys know, when I was in Walmart yesterday, they now have panko breadcrumbs that's entirely made of pork. Like, so if you're really looking to get your extra protein in and not have flour and bread products, you can pan bake your stuff and bread it with animals. Like, for instance, Carnivore released a flour, and their flour is just pure chicken or pure beef. And offal is really good. I will say you're not supposed to fry it, but I will say my boss has been whatchamacallit, making me fried livers, chicken livers. That's been pretty damn good. Marilyn's right though. But it's so all right. I don't know if you think it, but is it just sound like me to me that she's actually gonna have her cleaner come and throw out all the bad food? Does that what it sound like to you?
Yeah, I mean, she has a big job ahead of her, so it sounds like that her job is going to be to, so that might be what she's waiting for, is for, she has an appointment. Maybe she comes once a month or something, and, is going to clean all that out for her.
I hope so. I'm really hoping that's what it is, because it's very up and down right now. Maybe she's all right. So here's my other hope. Maybe we've misinterpreted what she says. Maybe what she's meaning is she's going to give herself 3 weeks on the carnivore diet. That'd be nice.
Maybe.
Let's see.
Beef, pork, whatever. Lots of beef liver, heart, kidneys, stuff like that. That's really a really good source of all my vitamins and whatnot that I'm gonna need. And then like salt. High fat, moderate protein, high sodium kind of diet. And I know that sounds insane, but you know what? I've tried every freaking thing there is to try in my life. So, I mean, what have I got to lose? I mean, really, what have I got to lose? Um, as it is right now, my cholesterol is the good cholesterol is high, the bad cholesterol is low. So, I'm hoping I can kind of keep it that way. According to Dr. Ken Berry, all of that stuff is all the things that we've been told about diet, it's kind of not correct. you know, it's not correct. We've been kind of scared.
I will say, in my personal opinion, now you've been through this, so you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. I feel out of all the ways to move from junk food, I feel going to carnivore is the easiest change because to me, meat is very satisfying,
Mm-hmm.
delicious, it's savory, and it's filling. Do you think do you agree? Again, you've been through this more than I have. I feel like but I'm a meat. I love meat. Shut up, Choco. I love for that bitch says it again. I I enjoy animal flesh. That's worse. God. I like chicken. There, he can't go with that one too much. I'll use that because you say beef, she'll find a way to make that perverted too. But I definitely whatchamacalls it. I personally think if you're trying to make yourself better, going to meat is a easy way to transition. Damn it, Sponge. I too enjoy the flesh of life forms of their. No, what? Maybe I should shut down my side of the stream. You're all smart asses. She's a furry. Confirmed. I hate you all. Hop up, Greta. Come on. No. Hop. Thank you. I don't feel like leaning down. No, what do you think, T? Do you think that I'm right, or do you think it's something that was easy for you? What do you think of that?
I don't know. I kind of probably not doing keto the right way. I'm doing it right now. I started it almost 2 weeks ago, and I dropped a lot of weight once I started doing it. But I got like keto bagels and then I got like keto yogurt, and then I got like burger patties and grilled chicken and stuff like that. So I probably shouldn't be doing the keto bagels and stuff like that, but it's like it's hard for me to eat protein.
Really?
Yeah, it's really hard on my stomach. Like it's
Is that because of the surgery or just plain and simple?
surgery. Like it wasn't like this before surgery, but like very, very, very little amount of meat will fill me up. Like you know how big a chicken tenderloin is? Like
Yes.
one of those would fill me up.
Stop.
And
Really?
and my stomach would hurt from it. And so any kind of like chicken, turkey, the only thing that doesn't do that much is ground beef. For some reason, ground beef doesn't. And it might be the lean protein content is harder than the more fattier, maybe like hamburger meat.
What
Um,
about fish and shrimp and stuff like that? Is that
Fish, yep, fish did it to me. I got full eating a single shrimp one time. It's just any kind of protein, and so when I go to work, I take a keto bagel. I take 2 keto yogurts. There's just like protein. It's a keto friendly type little protein bar. And so I'll just kind of eat that throughout the day, and then I'll come home and I'll have like I'll cook like 4 chicken tenderloins, and I'll eat one of them, and then maybe an hour later I'll eat another one or something, or I'll have a hamburger patty. But yeah, at work I grilled two hamburger patties, and that was going to be my lunch, and I ended up only eating one of them. I was so full.
oh my gosh.
So protein is like it's probably gonna be good that I eat very, very little calories doing that, but I felt like I needed to get some other stuff to help me make sure that I ate enough calories.
See, for me, if you handed me just like a steak, like I can literally make a meal just out of salmon. Like, give me just like a 10 ounce of salmon, and that's all I need. And oh, thank you, Llama. Llama said I look gorgeous and amazing. Thank you.
That's exactly it. USP. I've been doing the ratio yogurt, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like it's got the consistency of like sour cream, and it's kind of like that, but it's got maybe a hint of coconut or a hint of black cherry, and it's not sweet at all, but it's really, really good.
See, I like Greek yogurt. I don't like regular yogurt. I like Greek yogurt, and I like it to be really fruity though. So it's got to have like that strong strawberry flavor, strong lemon flavor. The I can't remember the name of it. I I know that it comes in a square one, and it's like a Norwegian brand, and it begins with an S, I think. And that one I can enjoy sometimes. But no, it's like for me, animal products really do fill me really well. And so that floors me. So that's see now that's alien to me. The idea that I could not have I like it really fruity. How dare you, sir? Skier, that's it. That's Skier one. Whatchamacalls it? I don't know. That's surprising to me. I will say bread products are what make my stomach feel the best at times, like for filling in for being gentle. But when it comes to long lasting, like feeling good, it's got to be the whatchamacalls it. It's got to be meat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just setting myself up for the worst clips. Chaco is going to have an absolute ball with this stream. I don't know if you have any mods, but so she's been my mod since the beginning. And what she'll do is she'll clip me out of context and then make these little compilations where I just sound like a psychopath. And then it's bad. They're hilarious, so I love it.
Scout
Shark is expensive and hard to get.
Scout is my only mod, and she's on. She's camping right now, but I don't have any others. I should probably get a couple more.
Oh, definitely, especially if you're getting a lot of people that get angry at you on live streams. It's easier to have a mod on there. You can be like, go do my bidding. Please go delete that person. Thank
Yeah,
you.
most of my live streams have been pretty light, so nothing too big yet. But yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
gonna have to be going soon though, so yeah, let's because I got about maybe 15 minutes and I gotta start getting ready for work.
Up about certain things that aren't true. So I'm kind of going with his thing, and I haven't fully begun. You know, obviously, I just said I set a date, and I'm giving myself 3 weeks to kind of get my head in the right space and be ready. I'm gonna have my freezer loaded up and ready to go, my pantry cleared out, everything, all the condiments gone. I think the only thing I might keep is some mustard, because I mean, yeah, it's still a plant item. You know, clean carnivore, you don't even want to use things like pepper. You know, you want to stay away from anything that's plant material. I have a lot of digestive issues when I eat vegetables. I mean, a lot. I mean, I really, I really feel awful after eating vegetables. I mean, and I like vegetables. I do. But they don't agree with me. But I eat 2 juicy hamburger patties, maybe a couple of slices of cheese or whatever, and I feel great, you know. I don't know, but I'm gonna see, and I'm gonna take you guys. I fully intend, you know. I've got the phone here, so I can set up whenever I want. I can shoot little short clips whenever I want. I want to be able to take you guys on this journey fully with me. Okay.
So number one, I'm betting what her greens are. She only has like leaves, like lettuce. And if you're only having leafy greens, and they have no like staunch like when you're having vegetables, you should be having zucchini, you should be having asparagus, you should be having broccoli, you should be having things that have some value to them. So of course it's going to go right through you, because if you're only having fiber that's highly watery, yeah, it's going to give you diarrhea. You have to balance it. Okay, that's first of all. And I was so excited, and now I'm back to disappointed because it's what we initially thought. She is going to let herself go through all that junk for 3 weeks and mentally prepare herself. But what she's really going to do is binge for the next 3 weeks, just off camera,
Okay.
and then start.
And I don't know if I necessarily want to call it a weight loss journey, but I'm hoping, really, really hoping that weight loss is part of it, because I've seen a lot of people have some really good results as far as weight loss goes on carnivore diet.
Yeah, if you follow it.
Yeah. So that would be really wonderful. Not to mention, I have so many skin issues, irritations. Like I've got like eczema, crazy. I mean, like y'all have seen the rashes back here. It's like scaly and itchy, and I get the same thing like on my shoulders. And there's one little patch right there. It's healing. I have to put lotion on it regularly and stuff like that. But that could potentially get healed up. All of the inflammation that I'm suffering from horribly right now can be lessened and maybe even done away with. Just, Lord help me, can I lose 200 pounds so I can get a hip if I need one? Because I kind of think I'm getting to the point where I'm going to need a hip. So
That'll be the last of it there, because I know you got to go. But
I'm just disappointed, man. I'm disappointed from what I'm hearing from her because it sounded so good. And everyone's like, "You sure she's gonna do it?" Yeah. I almost guarantee she's going to binge or at least eat unhealthy because the way she's talking, like, "Oh, I'm not sure if I don't know." She's being very wishy-washy. She's not committing. She's being very non-committal. Like she's talking a good game, but then she's taking a step back and yeah, Chocobo Asylum said it perfectly. You called it. I was hoping you were wrong. I was really hoping you were wrong. Because, like she's saying, someone said it's convenient that she can't have vegetables. Baby spinach is far better than adult spinach, and it's way better than kale. Kale can actually put you into celiac. Having too much raw kale can make you permanently celiac. Fun fact. And so I hope she does not binge. I would like to think she won't. But my thing is the fact that she has to amp herself up mentally. She's only halfway. The first step is admitting you're an addict. The second step is not giving yourself excuses. I have eczema and psoriasis. I don't know if you can see it on my elbows, but I've got all little bumps across here. My shins are where it's the worst, and then my scalp.
I'm a little sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just say I'm a little more on the fence with that. Disappointed, but also I talk about that all the time. If you're going to lose weight, then you need to get the mental part ready. We all know that she needed to lose weight yesterday, just like Vlad was saying. Like, start yesterday. But if you're not mentally ready for that, you're going to fail every time. I mean, because it is a mental battle more than it's a physical one. And if you have an addiction, you do need some time to figure stuff out and get stuff out of the house, and you might need help doing that and somebody to hold you accountable and work through it. And so part of me is thinking she's doing it the right way, but at the same time, knowing her and so many people and how many times I failed with that, giving yourself all those excuses. And when she said, well, it's not necessarily a weight loss journey, it's like, so you're probably going to eat 5,000 calories worth of steak if you're not going to lose weight doing that. Like, why else would you do that? I mean, yeah, you might have like, other issues, skin issues and stuff that you need to clear up. And so you've been watching Jordan Peterson talk about how his life changed when he did carnivore, but he didn't need to lose weight. Well, if weight loss is not part of your goal when you're, she's almost 500 pounds.
I think she's more than that.
More than that. It's
because
like,
I remember when she weighed. I have a video. I didn't play it. In my Nikocado video where she's getting weighed. I think she was like 580 or something. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah. So she
So
needs to take it seriously and commit to it. But at the same time, she does need to take the time to figure out the mental part of it. Because you could have all the encouragement and wanting to jump into it and be excited about starting a new lifestyle and everything else, but a weekend you're going to be binging if you don't got the mental part figured out. So she shouldn't be trying that on her own. She needs to go see a therapist. She needs to get the addiction part worked out while she's trying to do the diet. And if she thinks she's going to do it and overcome the addiction by willpower, when she fully admits that she has a weak willpower and she has no willpower, as she put it in this video, she's going to fail.
Exactly, because that's where I'm at. Like, that's why I'm disappointed, because if you can openly admit you have no willpower, then you shouldn't be waiting 3 weeks to call your cleaner. You should be calling your cleaner to come tomorrow, because Chocobo just said it. Perfectly good food. All right, so I in my opinion, perfectly good food is food that's nutritionally balanced and is not highly processed and is not chemicals. So what I do when I feel there is perfectly good food that no longer can be eaten, I toss it out to animals. All right. So I live on almost 2 acres of land. I will toss it over the side so that way animals around here will eat, stay on my property. They eat bugs, whatever have you. I will not throw out sweets out there. I don't throw sugary things. I won't throw chocolate. I don't throw cake. I don't throw anything that's highly processed, because that's not perfectly good food. That is perfectly good junk. And that goes directly into the trash and it can rot in the trash. Perfectly good food is food, things that you can survive on. And I'm sorry, but Whole Foods, right, Vlad? My issue is I see that there is a want with her. The fear is there, which is amazing. I know it sounds weird to say it that way, but it's good that she is getting that fear of I might die, because it's finally having like reality setting.
Yep.
However, from what I'm hearing, I don't think reality is setting enough for her, because 3 weeks is a long time to talk yourself out of something. 3 weeks is a long time for someone with no willpower to stuff a lot of things into their mouth. And it's like you said, look, I say it all the time. Lizzo sits there and whines, I eat clean, I eat clean. If you're still stuffing 8,000 calories, it doesn't matter if it's 8,000 calories of kale, you're still stuffing too much into you.
I have no problem with vegans, but so many of them think that they're eating clean and that's all they need to do. But they're eating 10,000 calories and they're gaining weight like Lizzo is. It doesn't matter that you're vegan. You're still killing yourself.
And the food is so high. Like, that's one of the biggest things I hate about veganism. Almost all the food for veganism is super high processed just to be able to become vaguely nutritionally balanced. When you're vegan, you also have to eat like literally handfuls of vitamins to keep yourself active. And the amount of work that, like, so for instance, because I'm going to do a video on Lizzo, the amount of work that Lizzo does technically requires a lot of animal protein. So do you have any idea how much shit she is shoveling in that is artificial just to keep herself going and keep the energy up? It's insane. I've seen the bean burritos she eats that are literally like the size of my fucking tit, and she's just eating that in a single meal. And so it's like again, 1 16-ounce steak and 3 eggs. 3 eggs is enough for 1 meal for me. Just the 3 eggs.
Yeah.
And
how many calories do you think is in a 16-ounce steak?
Well, I know 3 eggs is 70 calories a piece right there. Okay. So I can't do too much math in my head, but it's a little over 200 calories just right there. Okay, Google. What is the caloric intake of a 16-ounce steak? This bitch is answering me from another room. I'm gonna fucking kill her. It's I have a Google home, and I will ask my phone right here in front of me, and she'll answer me from the living room. Hold on. Let's see what the average on a T-bone, we'll say a T-bone steak. Calories of a 16-ounce. All right, we'll say a ribeye. So this is the first thing it was a ribeye. That's 800 calories in that one steak. Okay. Now she's claiming, because that is 95 grams of protein, I will give her that. So she eats that 1 16-ounce of ribeye and those 3 eggs. She's made it just over 1,000 calories for the day. Now that's great, if that's what she does. Do you believe, Tony, in your opinion, a person who says she has no willpower, a person who is regularly eating almost sometimes 30,000 calories a day, and someone who is trying to break addiction, do you think that's really what she's doing, knowing that there are people that exist that will eat and not remember they even ate the food?
First, I just want to say that's Scout Nightlight, and I was telling you about her.
Hi, Scout. I've heard good things about you.
And in terms of can Candy do that, that's like total, if you add in the eggs, what you were saying, 800.
That is, so the eggs are 70. So let's see. So 800. Let me do the math because I'm terrible at math in my head. That is not my strong suit. Shut up, my followers. Know what you're gonna say. Okay, so that is 1,010 calories for the whole day. However, that is like well over 120 grams of protein. Okay, so we'll give her that's the 120 grams of protein that will fuel you. My question is, do you believe, given the entirety of her situation, as someone who's been in her shoes, do you think that she'll do it? Do you think that's even capable?
No, I don't think so. Because one, she'd have to cook the meal, and she's not cooking right now because she's used a walker. And she's used to ordering out, and that's part of the addiction, is because how easy it is just to order DoorDash. And she might find some connections where she could order out for steak every day, but I give her less than a week.
Because I will tell you right now, me having this 16-ounce steak split up over the day, or that being one of my meals, that's a great idea, and that could fill me. But that's because I've been living on 12 to 1,700 calories a day for the last 2 years. Obviously, I've had off days. I've had cheat meals. I went to Vegas, for fuck's sake. We all know that I cheated there. Like, listen, if any of my followers or any of his followers live in Vegas, don't go to Chinatown. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's dangerous. But I just...
You went to that Heart Attack Grill, didn't you?
No, I actually refused to go. Because I knew, and number one, I didn't go because all they serve was burgers. I can make my own damn burgers and make them better than anything they can make there. On top of that, they do that whole little charade, and it felt like at this point in my on my channel and everything else, it had been disingenuous. Because you also know that would have been the one time someone that follows me would have seen me. And that would have just all I needed. And but I did go to Chinatown, and I went fat girl crazy on them dumplings. And I went to I went to Korean barbecue, Japanese barbecue, and I went to a conveyor belt sushi.
Oh, I've seen a few of those on YouTube.
Oh, that was so good. Oh, it was so good. The first time I ever had fatty tuna in my life, and I get the hype now. I get it. But there's a reason why you only get one piece and you got to pay extra for it. So
What I often
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What I often tell people to do if you want to lose weight, for me, if you want to burn fat and you have the ability to do so and you have the willpower, try keto. That's the best way to burn fat. But if you don't have the willpower, you should try something like Weight Watchers, where you can eat whatever you want. You can still eat cake. You can still have ice cream. You can have those treats because as long as it's within your points for the day, you can eat it. And so if you don't have any willpower and you're going straight to keto and your body's going to freak out those first few days, you're going to have that keto fluid. You're not going to know what's going on. You're often going to fail because you're setting yourself up for failure. And the thing is with keto is you cannot cheat. You can cheat on any other diet. You can have your cheat meal. You can have your cheat day. But any type of sugar in your system, you are kicking yourself out of ketosis. And it takes you three days to a week to get back into ketosis. And by then, you're probably already cheating again because you just can't learn self-control. And so keto is the hardest diet to do because once you get into ketosis, that takes 3 to 7 days to do. And then it takes a month to become fat adapted to where your body is just chugging, burning fat like crazy because it's adapted to doing so. So it takes time. It takes time to get into ketosis and keep it going. And you cannot cheat one time. A single bad meal will kick you out of ketosis. And you're done. You have to start all over again.
That's why
So
someone said HelloFresh. That'd be a far better choice.
yeah,
With HelloFresh, they actually have the meals are literally set up where it's all set that way. They even have pre-made foods and they have calorie counting on all of their meals. And that is just so. I'm a big believer in not setting yourself up for failure, and where I learned it was dog training. I'm not trying to be insulting to anybody, but training Orion has been one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. He is a working class dog. He is a large dog, as you guys have seen. Hold on. Sorry, gotta get down. Orion! Here, bud. This is a physical representation of your addiction, guys. Hop. Come on, you can do it. It's okay. Good boy. This is your addiction. Okay? I want you to imagine 110 pounds of stubborn animal that you can't stop. Because if he wants to do something, he'll do it. I've learned you have to be consistent. You have to set up for success. So, like, for instance, today I took Orion with me to go get the lobster earlier. Now, I could have been stubborn and taken him out of the car and had him sit out in line with me where there was 1,000 triggers for him because Orion's a reactive dog. He would attack and kill another dog getting reactive. It's not because he's a bad dog. It's because he got attacked when he was a puppy, and now that's something I've got to get out of him. I could have been stubborn, taken him out, had him stay at me, be struggling with him the whole time, or I could have had his electric collar in my hand, had him in the car where he was calm, he was quiet. I set him up for success because he wasn't stressed out. He sat out there. He was perfectly fine. He enjoyed the ride. We had a pup cup because he was such a good boy. I set him up for success. And he even greeted somebody without being reactive because he's very reactive in the car. If you ever had a dog, you know, they get resource guarding. It's the same exact idea. If you are someone who is weak-willed, you are reactive to sweets, to sugars. Are you going to go to a Golden Corral? Are you going to go to a bakery? No. You're going to set yourself up for success. You're not going to go there. And it's the exact same idea. And so, again, listening to her, I'm sorry. I would like to be wrong. I don't think she's going to be successful in this right now. I don't think she's ready.
I was totally getting into a debate with some of my subs because they were like, she's going to fail. She's not going to do it in my last video. And I was like, just give her a chance because I failed for 20 years. And just because she failed doesn't mean she's manipulating people and blah, blah, blah. But after watching that video, like you, I was encouraged. I'm like, ooh, she's trying carnivore. She's trying something. But most of the video was excuses and, it's like she's not going to do it the right way and she's going to fail.
Which is sad. My hope is that maybe she sees your video. Maybe she sees Megan Ann's, because I know I have not made one on her. She honestly wasn't on my radar, like I said before. I saw mukbang and I was like, well, fuck that. But maybe she sees yours or Megan's, and I believe Michelle also covered her. So maybe she's looking herself up and seeing these videos, and it's changing her mind. And Candy, if you're here and you see this, start today. Stop waiting. No more excuses. You can do it, but you need to find a system that holds you accountable. And if that means using your finances to hire a coach that will call you every day and say, did you slip off your diet, and keeping you in line, then do it.
And Candy, if you are watching, it might not sound like it right now because we're doubting you, but we have your back. And we will support you through this. You can reach out to any of us. We don't have to do videos. It's not about trying to get clout or any of your subscribers or anything. We'll do it one-on-one in private. We don't care.
100%.
We just care about you, and we want you to do well. That's all we care about. And having been through a food addiction for 20 years, I know exactly what you're dealing with. And I only say what I say because I've been through that. And I know it's very, very difficult. And you do need to find some sort of help to help you deal with the mental part of it, because it's not a physical problem. It's a mental problem. So
Chaco put it perfectly. actions speak louder than words.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I have said to many people throughout my life when they have said anything about me, when they've said, well, I didn't mean it that way. I'm like, actions speak louder than words. My actions speak for myself. What do yours say about you? So like you said, 100%. Sorry, the phrase has slight water. Don't listen to this sponge from the UK. She don't know what she's talking about. I do have to go because I got to get ready for it. Here's what I'll tell you. Like Tony said, if you just need someone to talk to, we will never say a word if you need that. Be happy, because I've helped a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of people. And sometimes it's like we were talking about earlier in this thing. There's always a spark. Whatever spark you need, any of you, whether it's Candy or anyone else, may this be your spark. May this be your spark.
Maybe.
Because I say this as someone who hasn't been addicted to food. It's extremely difficult, but also not at the same time. Because once you have that moment of saying, I've had enough,
Mm-hmm.
the moment you decide you've had enough, nothing stops you. Nothing will stop you except you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining our live stream today with the one and only Starsan. I'm sure she will be back because she loves chatting with me. And we're trying to work out times to make a video together on both of our channels. But we're both super busy. So just kind of wait and be patient for that. It'll happen. And
I've got a reaction video to one of his videos coming out at some point. Again, like I said, I filmed over 2 hours. And that's not including his stuff. It's gonna be a long video, guys, so hold on for it. Won't be a bit long.
I've been waiting a long time for this to come out. You told me about it like a month ago.
I'm sorry. You can ask my people. I still have animal videos from when I reached 9,000 that I have never edited. They're sitting somewhere in my file. They all wanted them and I never released them. I'm good like that. I promise I do work. I mean it. I do. But thank you for having me, Tony, and thank you, honestly, all of you, for Toasty. Anyone who's on my chat right now, or anyone's watching this afterwards, go to my community page. I've shared it. Excuse you, sir. Can you not? I shared it on my community page. Big T Bariatric going live with them. And I had to work. I can't sleep. Anyways, that's all from me, guys. Thank you so much. And well, you all know the drill where I live stream, I put out videos, and I don't sleep.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. I love you. God bless you.